Sound check. All right. So, what I want to do today, I want to talk about Kamala Harris. Sorry about that. So, what's up? What's up, Deacon? What's going on, Deacon? Let me get you a good wrench here, Deacon. That's one reason why I'm doing this live on regular YouTube, so my day one supporters can come over here and get wrenched up for me. So, this, as you read the title, it's a message to Candace Owens, Brandon Tatum, ABL, and the rest of all these so-called black Trump Republicans. Let me tell y'all something. When y'all talk about Democrats being the party of racism, being the party of slavery, being the party of Jim Crow, y'all fella realize one thing. What's up, Mark? What's going on, man? Y'all fella realize one thing. When you said all that, what are you really talking about? Because who really represent black people, as in diversity in the parties? Democrats. Now, y'all sit back and y'all keep telling everybody that we should leave the Democrat Party and go to the Republican Party. Let me ask you a question. Why would you go to a party that don't represent you? Now, here we are talking about the Democrat Party today. And now we have had a person of color as president. Now we have the first person of color, female-wise, as a vice president. But y'all keep telling black people that they should go to the Republican Party. Now, let's look at the Republican Party. How do the Republican Party represent black people when there is no black people in the House? There's no black people who can win statewide elections as a Republican. You know, I can think of one in Ohio who's the Attorney General, who's a black man. I think there's two. I'm sorry. Kentucky has a black Attorney General also. But outside of those two, black people cannot win statewide and federal elections as a Republican. But y'all want black people to run to the Republicans for what? To be not represented in the government? Because that's what's going on. Y'all try to get people to walk away from the Democrat Party. And let me say this right also, because I always say this. Neither party is really for black people. If I had my wish, I would hope that black people will become more independent than decide with Democrats or Republicans. But one thing about it is, Democrats are showing more black people love than Republicans. Bottom line. And that's something that we have to really think about. Which party is really representing us? The Republican Party, which has nothing but a whole bunch of old white males representing the federal government and the state governments? Or the Democrat Party, which is more diverse than ever before? The Democrat Party have done more when it comes to diversity in politics than the Republican Party could ever think about doing. But Candace, Brandon, and ABL, all y'all want people to run to the Republican Party when there is no representation for black people. None whatsoever. But that's what you want us to do. That's crazy. That's really crazy. I think y'all are the ones who need to wake up and understand what's going on in this country. Republicans are not good for black people. Republicans would never represent black people. Because Republicans don't give a fuck about black people. The only thing Republicans care about is big corporations. That's why they get tax breaks to big corporations. That's why they get tax breaks to billionaires and millionaires. Because that's all they think about. That's who they're for. They're not for the small people. They're not for the people who lives at the bottom of the ladder. They're not there for us. Now, I know a lot of people are going to have something to say about Kamala Harris and her record when it came to her doing her job in California. Let me tell y'all something about that. When did we start holding people accountable for doing their jobs? No, we sit back and we want to lash out at her because she did her job. Yeah, she prosecuted a lot of black people in California. But that's what her job was. That's her job. Her job is to prosecute people in general. Yeah, no, she wasn't perfect. She did a lot of things that people disagreed with, but that's what her job was. But let me tell y'all something else. Do y'all realize how many white males are in Congress today who prosecuted a lot of black people, who made their name off the back of prosecuting black people? But I don't hear no one talking about those things. ABL, Candace, Brandon. Do y'all talk about all those white Republicans who was DAs and who was state attorneys who prosecuted so many black people for crimes and put them in jail for the things they did? So why are we going to sit here and hold Kamala Harris accountable for doing her job, but we don't hold her white counterparts accountable for doing their jobs? We don't do that. And that's something we need to think about. We need to understand what's going on in this country today. It seems like black people got to have a higher standard than white people. I don't understand that. So I'm here to tell everybody right now, Kamala Harris did her job as a attorney general for the state of California. She did her job as a district attorney of San Francisco. She did her job. She don't make laws. She just enforced the laws. And that's what she did. Same thing her white counterparts do. They enforce the laws. They don't make laws. They enforce the laws. So don't sit here and try to hold her to a higher standard than we do her white counterparts. I think we should understand one thing about what's going on in this country today. We're seeing more diversity. And then another thing also, what really aggravating me right now, a lot of black people who are speaking out against her don't even vote. They don't vote. If you don't fucking vote, you have no right to speak out against her. None whatsoever. None. Get off of her case. Tariq Nasheed, brother, you don't vote. Don't criticize her. But get back to these so-called Trump Republicans, which I really want to get into. Candace Owens. Y'all have so much to say about Kamala Harris. Right, Charles. No matter what you do, you commit a crime, you go to jail. Black or white. But Candace Owens, y'all want to speak up against Kamala Harris. Y'all want to talk about what she did in California. So I'm going to ask you a question, Candace. Did you speak up against Ted Cruz, who was a federal prosecutor who sent people to jail? Do you speak up against Bill Barr, who's the Attorney General of the United States, who sent people to jail? Better yet, Candace, answer this question right here, Candace. When is the Republican Party going to start electing black people into state offices, into federal offices? When, Candace? When? Since the Democrat Party is the party of racism, if the Democrat Party is so much into racism, why is the Republican Party not electing black people statewide into federal offices on a regular basis? Yeah, you got Tim Scott from South Carolina. He's a senator. That's one. And I think you got another black person who's in the House, only one. But when are you going to start electing more? What is the problem? I would think that since the Republican Party is so united and so friendly to black people, they will have more black people in office as Republicans. I don't get it. I don't understand what's going on here. Y'all are telling me that the Republican Party is for black people. The Republican Party is made for black people, but I don't see no black people representing me in the Republican Party. I don't see it. But the party that's so-called the party of racism, we've had a color person, a person of color as president. Now we got a person of color as VP nominee. That's the party of racism. The Democrat Party. That's the party that you fight against every day. The party that you say enslaved black people. The party that you said had Jim Crow. The party that you said was no good for black people. When are you going to be able to say that for the Republican Party? When? When are you going to be able to say that the Republican Party has elected a black person to a federal office? Like president or vice president? When? I'm trying to figure this out. I'm lost here. I'm kind of lost into the mix of things. The Democrat Party is a party of racism, but they're doing more for black people. They're giving black people more opportunity to show themselves. I'm lost, Candace. I'm lost, Brandon. I'm lost, ABL. Where is this diversity in the Republican Party? Where? Please tell me, where is that diversity? The Republican Party is so great for us. According to you, Candace, the Republican Party is great for black people. But I don't see what you're saying. I don't see it, Candace. I don't see it, Brandon. I don't see it, ABL. Please show me where the Republican Party is more better for us than the Democrat Party is. Y'all get up here and y'all preach the same bullshit every fucking day. The Republican Party, the Republican Party, the Republican Party, the Republican Party. Walk away from the Democrat Party. Walk away from the Democrat Party. Walk away. But you know what, Candace and Brandon and ABL, let me tell y'all something. If you watch YouTube long enough, you'll see what I see. You know what I see? I see a whole lot of white males and females walking away from the Republican Party. And you know why they walk away from the Republican Party? Because of Donald Trump. So y'all are trying to get black people to walk away from the Democrat Party, but the person that you love and cherish is making white people walk away from the Republican Party. Isn't that kind of strange? That's very strange. Very, very strange. That you try to get black people and people of color, Hispanics and blacks and Asians to walk away from the Democrat Party, but at the same time, the person that you love and cherish is making white people walk away from the Republican Party. That's crazy. That's very funny and crazy that that's happening the way it's happening. So Candace, tell me, what do you tell those white people who's walking away from voting for Trump in 2020? What do you tell them? Tell me exactly, what do you tell them? What is your speech to them? The same speech you give to black people why they should walk away from the Democrat Party, what are you telling those white Republicans who refused to vote for Trump in 2020? Those same white people who voted for Trump in 2016 today are saying, I'm not going to vote for Trump in 2020 because he's a POS. If you don't know what POS stands for, let me tell you. POS stands for piece of shit. That's what Trump is. And that's what's going on right now. So I just want to talk to Brandon and Candace and ABL. I want to talk to all these so-called Trump supporters. How do you feel knowing that the Democrat Party has nominated a black female, a person of color, as VP nominee? How do you feel knowing that the Democrat Party has elected a black president? What have the Republican Party done for black people? I'm waiting. Tell me. What have the Republican Party done for black people? What is so great about the Republican Party that is not even diverse enough to support American culture? Tell me, Candace. Tell me, ABL. Tell me, Brandon. What is going on with the Republican Party? What's up with that diversity? You know what? I'm gonna be serious for a second. I'm kind of joking a little bit here, but let me tell y'all something. Honestly, the Republican Party is the party of racism. The Republican Party is the party of Jim Crow. Even though y'all want to deny it, but y'all feel it as one thing. The South did flip. Those same conservatives who are Republicans now, their grandfathers and their fathers and their mothers was those same Democrats back when Jim Crow was taking place. You don't want to admit it, but it's true. And that's why that's why the Republican Party have a hard time diversifying. Because those are the same people who ran Jim Crow. Exact same people. Exact same people. No one wants to admit it, but it's true. It's very true. But Candace won't tell you that. Brandon won't tell you that. ABL won't tell you that. None of those so-called Trump supporters will not tell you that. But I'm going to tell it to you. The Republican Party is the same party. Well, I'm sorry. The Republican Party is made up of the same people who invented Jim Crow. Same people. Don't get offensive us about it. Also, Candace, do you realize that Donald Trump actually donated to Kamala Harris? You realize that, right? So anything that he says about her today is null and void because he actually donated to her. Matter of fact, his daughter donated to her also. They sent her thousands of dollars. You know why? Because he loved her. Because he was a Democrat. And he was supporting Democrats. We're not talking about 30 years ago. We're not talking about 20 years ago. We're talking about back in 2008. We're talking about recently. He donated to her before he started running for president. Y'all realize that, right? Just understand the whole concept. Donald Trump donated to Kamala Harris. because he thought that she was a good person. You realize that, right? I just want y'all to understand the whole concept about politics. So anything that Donald Trump says today about Kamala Harris is all about politics. He don't mean it. It's all about politics. Because this is the same guy who donated to her. The same guy. His daughter donated to her. The same guy, same girl, donated to her. So what can he say about Kamala Harris? There's nothing he can say. Nothing. Because he used to be in love with her. I'm not talking about sexual anything. I'm talking about as a candidate for office. But see, then again, Candace and Brandon, Donald Trump is just like y'all. He used to be a Republican, a Democrat, until he realized he can make money by becoming a Republican. And that's what y'all are doing. Y'all realize that. Y'all realize that, oh, damn, I can make money by becoming a Republican. So let me say I'm a Trump supporter now, so I can make dollars. That's what it's all about. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's it. That's what it's all about. But like I said, I just wanted to come on for a minute and let people understand that Brandon, Candace, and ABL, they're leading y'all down the wrong path. They're trying to get y'all to come to the Republican side when the Republican side have no diversity whatsoever. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason why the Republican Party is not diverse. There's a reason why the Republican Party do not open their arms for black people. You know the reason why? Because the Republican Party is a true party of Jim Crow. True. The Republican Party is a true party of racism. That's why you got Donald Trump at the top of the ticket. That's why you have 35% of the country who follows Donald Trump. It's all about racism, white supremacists. Now, I'm not trying to throw anything out there that's not true, because it's true. Just look at the old South. Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi. How do they vote? Republicans. And there is no black people in leadership in any of those states. Louisiana, Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, Texas. There is no black people as a Republican in any power in those states. None. But if we look at the Republican Party, the Democrat Party, what do we see? We see black mayors dominating the inner cities. Houston, New Orleans have had black mayors. Jackson, Mississippi had black mayors. Birmingham, Alabama had black mayors. Atlanta, black mayors. They are Democrats. Democrats. You can say what you want to say about the inner cities. You can say what you want to say about how they're running things. But on the flip side of that, who are running those states as governors? White males. Texas, Louisiana, Alabama. Alabama got a white female Republican running. Georgia, South Carolina. They all got white males except for Alabama. They're Republicans, except for Louisiana, who got a white male, but he's a Democrat. And those states are at the bottom of everything, education, jobs, everything, they're at the bottom. But you're telling me that it's best to have a white Republican in office than a black mayor city, a major city. I'm confused. But like I said, I hope everybody get out and vote. Hope everybody get out and show how much they really love this country. And my last and final message to all you is this right here. Any Negro who don't vote, don't listen to them. Because there's going to be a lot of people who are going to attack Kamala Harris, who are black, but they don't vote. So let them attack them. But don't listen to those Negroes because they don't vote. If you don't vote, you shouldn't be attacking no one. Bottom line. And y'all know who I'm talking about. The major players. You're going to see them attacking her. You're going to see them what they're saying about her. But they don't vote. But they want to attack her. But like I said, please get out and vote. Make your vote count. Because we need people like Kamala Harris in office to represent us. I know she's not ADOS, but she is a person of color. And we need more people of color in top offices. And she will be the first person of color to hold that VP spot if she's elected. So please get out and vote for her. Show her love. I got a feeling she's gonna do some great things for us. I really do. I really believe that. She's gonna do some great things for us. She's a tough black woman. She can handle herself. So until next time, I salute you all, and y'all have a good day.